Is Stipe gonna beat Tai Tuivasa? So right here we have a live stream clip that I shot today. Actually, I'm talking about the matchup between Tai Tuivasa and Stipe, who I think is gonna win and why. Check out this clip. You're gonna love it. Leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already.
Is Stipe going to beat Tai? Here's the thing. Like, Stipe is a better fighter than Tai historically. Like, Stipe is one of the greatest heavyweights ever. Most people would say Stipe has the greatest heavyweight resume. I mean, that's pretty consensus in the UFC community. So, to and he's also more well-rounded. He can stand up pretty well. I mean, he's able to avoid power. We saw him beat Francis at one point. Now, the thing is, on the other hand, I would say Stipe is probably the favorite, in my opinion. But on the other hand, you have Tai, who I've compared to Derrick Lewis and Mark Hunt, kind of for like that just knockout power that he has. And just, I mean, but the cool thing about Tai is he's actually more skilled than a lot of people realize. In his last fight, you guys saw he won that fight with an elbow to Derrick Lewis. And he took some of Derrick Lewis's power and kept being able to fight. So it's he's more skilled than a lot of people think, to say the least. And he's actually very skilled. I mean, to be that big and then knock somebody out with an elbow like Derrick Lewis and take Derrick Lewis's power, that's really impressive. So Tai is, I think definitely people don't realize how good Tai is, but on the other hand, I don't know if he's ready for a Stipe fight yet. I think that might be a little bit too fast of an ascent for a guy like Tai. I agree. Somebody commented that he might want to have a couple more fights before Stipe. I actually couldn't agree more. I think that would be the smartest route. Kind of keep building up slowly for Tai, because he's also young as hell. So if you can keep giving him the right opponents and building him up, and then building up the challenges that he's getting, then that might be smarter. But keep in mind, I'm not Dana. I don't run the UFC. I didn't build the UFC to what it was. I didn't build all the superstars that Dana did. So I don't want to speak out of pocket. You know what I mean? I don't have my computer here. I'd like to see the rankings for heavyweight. I mean, somebody who Ty's ranked like number 3 right now though, which I know he beat Derrick Lewis, who was ranked number 3, but I don't necessarily think that beating a guy means that you get their ranking. You know what I mean? It's like that seems kind of the way the rankings work are just weird. I don't really feel like for Tai, for example, like I don't think he's the 3rd best heavyweight in the entire world. You know what I mean? At mixed martial arts. Just because he beat a guy who was ranked number 3. But for Derrick Lewis to get to that number 3 ranking, it took him a lot. He didn't just beat the number 3 guy and then jump from number 11 in the rankings to number 3 in the rankings. To me, that just it would make more sense if maybe Tai went from number 11 to like number 7 or 6 in the rankings and then push those guys down. But I don't know. That just seems a little weird to me. Yeah, like somebody said, he's ranked number 4 behind Stipe. Shouldn't have shot up that high after the Lewis fight. Yeah. I would get it if you beat, like, let's say instead of Lewis, Tai beats Stipe, who's again widely known in the UFC zeitgeist as the heavyweight GOAT. If you beat the heavyweight GOAT, then it makes sense to jump that high in the rankings. But Derrick Lewis not to disrespect him, but I don't think he's on the same level all time as in the same. I don't think he's in the same conversation as Stipe. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I'm not sold on this fight. I hate to say it because I love Tai. I'm probably leaning towards Stipe in that fight, but you know, we'll have to see how things go. We'll have to see. If I might be pleasantly surprised or unpleasant. I might just be surprised by the result, to be honest. You like it. It's the fight game, especially and especially when you get these guys with the power and like unpredictability in a Tai Tuivasa. Then it you never really know. Even against a guy like Stipe. Look at Stipe. When he fought Francis, he beat him the first time, and then the second time he got starched. And that's what happens with these. Sometimes with these power guys, you can kind of tranquilize them with being a more skilled guy and avoiding the power. But sometimes you just get unlucky and you can't avoid it. I'm not saying Tai Tuivasa's Francis, but Stipe has dealt with better knockout artists than Tai, I would say.